Hello and welcome to the Walking Talking Topic on Surds and Indices, question number 2 with me, Mr. Barton. Now we have more indices trouble here. We have got Raoul has been asked to look at some data. He is asked to write the data in the form 2 to the power of n, where n is a whole number or a decimal. Write the following numbers in 2 to the power of n. So Raoul warms us up with quite a nice one to start with, 1 over 2 cubed. Now as long as you know your rules of indices, 1 over is the reciprocal, so that is just 2 to the power of minus 3. And that has been written in the form that Raoul wants, 2 to the power of something. In this case, 2 to the power of minus 3. Next one's not too bad as well, 2 to the power of 0.3, and then that 0.3 to the power of 0.4. Again, as long as you know your laws of indices, you're going to be fine here. 2 to the power of something raised to another power, you multiply those two powers. Now, do we know what 0.3 times 0.4 is? Just be a little bit careful here, multiplying decimals, that's going to come to 0.12. Definitely not 1.2. So you end up with 2 to the power of 0.12. And then you're thinking, well, this isn't too bad, Raoul. And then he messes you up with this one. Look at this. I'll just write that a bit bigger just in case you can't see it. It's the 4th root of 8 to the power of 12. And we need that in terms of 2 to the power of something. Well, our best bet first is to figure out what this 4th root means. 4th root. Now, I spoke about it in the question 1, that when you've got power of something as a fraction, the number on the bottom is the root, and the number at the top is the power. So if I've got the 4th root, then it's something to the power of 1 over 4. So I'm going to rewrite that as 8 to the power of a quarter, all to the power of 12. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. Problem is I don't have a 2 yet, so I've got to write this 8 in terms of powers of 2. What's 8 in terms of powers of 2? Well, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So I end up with 2 to the power of 3. So that's me 8. That's to the power of a quarter. And the whole thing is to the power of 12. Flipping heck. Right. So I've got 2 to the power of 3 to the power of a quarter. Well, that is the same rule as I had here. When I've got a power raised to another power, I multiply them together. So 2 to the power of 3 to the power of a quarter is just 2 to the power of 3 quarters. Multiply my quarter by 3 wholes. And that's all to the power of 12. And now I'm not too bad, because that's the same way that I need to do this one. 2 to the power of 3 quarters, all to the power of 12. Multiply those together. So 3 quarters times 12, otherwise known as 3 quarters of 12. Well, I reckon 1 quarter is probably 3, so 3 quarters is going to be 9. So you end up with 2 to the power of 9. Flipping out, that was a tough one to finish.